Hi friends, in this video I will show you how to animate 3 background layers with different speed to create a much more realistic animation. So let's get started. Open Android Studio and click Start a new Android Studio project. Click Next. Give the project name. I am going to write multiple background layer animation, and for package name I am using com.sandip.bhattacharya.multiple background layer animation. I am going to save on my desktop. For language select Java, and for minimum SDK select API 16 or Android Jelly Bean. Click Finish. Now wait for Android Studio to build and configure your empty project. Inside onCreate, write this dot request window feature window dot feature underscore no underscore title. Then next line write this dot get window dot set flags window manager dot layout params dot flag underscore full screen, comma window manager dot layout params dot flag underscore full screen. This is to make the app full screen. Then just cut this line and paste below. So these two lines of code should be executed before calling the set content view. Now here we are not going to use activity underscore main.xml. We will be creating a custom view class. So for that write new horse view, and for context pass this. Now right click on the package, new Java class, name it horse view, press enter, and this class should extend view. Just click on the red squiggly and press Alt Enter and select create constructor matching super. Select the first one, click OK. And we need to override the onDraw protected by onDraw method. All the animation goes inside this horse view class. First, we will declare integer variables for screen width, screen height, scaled width and scaled height. So write int screen width, comma screen height, comma new width, comma new height. Next, define integer variables for cloud, mountain and grasses x coordinate. Int cloud x equals to 0, mountain x equals to 0 and grass x equals to 0. Define two integer variables for xy coordinates of the horse and one for the horse frame. Int horse x, comma horse y, comma horse frame equals to 0. Next, declare bitmap object references for cloud, mountain and grass. Bitmap cloud, mountain, grass. Declare an array of type bitmap to hold our horse frames or images. Bitmap horse equals to new bitmap 12 because our horse animation will have 12 frames or images. Next, we will create a handler object. A handler allows you to schedule a runnable to be executed at some point in the future, for example after some delay. Declare the handler object reference. Make sure you import the android.os.handler package. Handler handler. Next, we need a runnable instance. Runnable is often used to provide the code that should run later. The runnable interface has a method called run that must be defined when we create a runnable instance. Write runnable. We need a variable typically of type long for delay in milliseconds to work with handler. Since the value will not change, let's make it final. Final long update underscore millis equals to 30. Now inside the constructor, let's define the bitmap objects and let's see our image resources. This is the cloud, this is the grass, this is mountain and this is horse. As you can see, our clouds, grass and mountain images have the same dimension, 2000 by 600. And our horse image has a dimension of 151 by 98. Let's copy all the images. Go to Android Studio, RES, inside drawable, paste them. Now inside the horse view constructor, write mountain equals to bitmap factory dot decode resource, call get resources, comma r dot drawable dot mountains. Cloud equals to, again just copy this line and paste over here and change this to clouds. Just copy this line, paste below, change this to grass. Next, instantiate the horse array. Horse 0 equals to bitmap factory dot decode resource get resources, comma r dot runnable dot horse 0. Next, we will get the screen size. We will create a display object and a point object. Point can hold two integer coordinates. If we pass a point object to getSize method on display object, the screen size will be returned in the point object's x and y properties. We can store them in our screen width and screen height variables. So write display equals to, cast this into activity, get context, import activity dot get window manager dot get default display point size equals to new point. Import point by pressing Alt Enter. Then write display dot get size and pass the point object. Screen width equals to size dot x, screen height equals to size dot y. Next, we will scale the images, maintaining the width-height ratio. Since all images have the same dimensions, we can use any image for computing the width-height ratio. So write float height equals to cloud dot get height. Float width equals to cloud dot get width. Float ratio equals to width / height. That means width divided by height. I will assign the screen height inside new height. New height equals to screen height, and the new width will be cast that into integer ratio into screen height. Next, cloud equals to bitmap dot create scaled bitmap and pass cloud, comma, new width, comma, new height, and the filter will be false. I'm just going to copy this line and paste twice below, and I will change this to mountain and grass. I will position the horse frames nearly at the bottom center of the screen. So write horse X equals to screen width divided by 2 minus 200, and horse Y equals to screen height minus 300. Now instantiate the handler. Handler equals to new handler. Next, initialize the runnable object and call invalidate from its run method. Runnable equals to new runnable, give a semicolon over here, and inside the run method call invalidate. Inside onDraw, decrease the cloud X 3 units for a right to left animation. You can change the speed if you want to. Right, cloud X minus equals to 3. Once cloud X becomes less than minus new width, reinitialize it to 0. If cloud X less than minus new width cloud X equals to 0. Draw the cloud bitmap using the canvas object. Canvas dot draw bitmap. For the bitmap, write cloud. For left, write cloud X. For top, write 0 because we want the cloud to be painted from the top, and for paint we are not using any paint object, so just write null. If cloud X becomes less than screen width minus new width, that means when the background image is leaving the right edge of the screen, we need to reinitialize cloud X by adding new width to it to create a continuous scrolling. The following draw bitmap method gets called only when the cloud image is leaving the right edge of the screen on a right to left animation. But when the cloud X becomes less than negative new width, that means when the background image is leaving the left edge of the screen, we set cloud X to 0 to start over the side scrolling animation. So write if cloud X less than screen width minus new width canvas dot draw bitmap, cloud for bitmap. For left, write cloud X plus new width. For top, 0. as usual, and for paint, null. For the mountain x minus equals to 1. For the grass, for the horse, we will increment horse frame by 1 every time onDraw is called for a smooth frame by frame animation. Since we have 12 horse frames stored in array from index 0 to index 11, we need to reinitialize it to 0 once it becomes bigger than 11 to start over the horse movement. Don't forget that array index begins with 0. If an array contains 12 elements, index can go from 0 to 11. If you try to access the array with index 12, you will get an array index out of bound exception. Be careful. Finally, we will call the postDelete method on handler object, which will cause the run method inside runnable to be executed after 30 milliseconds. Inside onDraw, write handler dot postDelete. Here pass the runnable object and update underscore millis, the long integer that we have created earlier. Inside the run method, we have called invalidate, which will call our views onDraw method by Android, and the view will be redrawn. Let's run the application to see the output. Okay, we have a problem over here. The horse is not visible, and also we can see the action bar. So let's fix that. Go to manifests and inside the main activity write screen orientation landscape, and if you want to turn the screen on, which is most common in any games or animation, just write Android turn screen on true. And to remove the action bar, write Android theme equals to, within double quotes, write at style / theme dot appcompat dot no action bar. Run the app again. Here you can see the animation, but the horse is still getting cropped. So let's fix that quickly. Go to horse view, and for horse Y, write 400 instead of 300. Run the app. As you can see, the horse is animating, and 3 layers are animating in 3 different speed: the grass, the mountain, and the cloud. If you find this tutorial useful, please like and share the video, and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this.